Well, g'day video makers. Well, been a while since I made a YouTube video. YouTube hasn't been like it used to be, but I'll keep up a good fight. I've scored a nice proper chest freezer. This is a this might be an Italian made, I think. Yeah, it's got an Aspera, Americold Aspera compressor in it. Oh, it's actually a Necchi compressor, which them and Aspera compressors from the era are very reliable. The Italians are pioneers in the refrigeration industry. So I'll do some repairs. This does work absolutely fine. It was free to pick up on someone's house. Had a sign on it saying free. I don't know what newer chest freezers are like, but Westinghouse is probably the only brand where the metal like this is strong. And the other brand, it's made like a bloody tissue paper or a condom and just go poke your finger through it. It's like, why even bother, China? But there. Yeah, we don't make chest freezers here anymore either. Since this fridge is 2017 was the last year we made chest freezers here. And these older ones are so much more well insulated, and they hold the cold better than any new junk. The original cord, our Marco branded plug top. I think it's an Marco. No, it's a that's a Clipsal 443. No, it's S57. Okay, it's not Clipsal. It's I think it is an Marco. Original cord, which is still nice and rubbery. I've got to fix all this up. I've got to repair all that, restore all that, make the door close. There's a bit of a gap on this so when it closes. Fix all this up with some nice good sealant. I'm going to paint. I've got some of this coloured paint in the shed, in the spray can. I'm going to repaint this. I love that colour. It's a nice colour. It's a thing back then. You had a choice of appliances, like the insides are different colours. I reckon that's a good idea. Nowadays it's just either a silver foil colour, which is a really weak structure, poke your finger through it, or just white. That's all you got nowadays. The handle's missing, but I have to find a handle to go on there. Yeah, it's quite a large compressor in this one, even though it's only a little chest freezer. You can see it in there. Yeah, it's a Necchi Americold. It works very well, this one. I'm going to restore that. I'm probably going to put it in the shed as a storage chest. I'm going to sell a crappier one, a newer one, which I want to sell, which is a Fisher and Paykel, a modern one. There's a bit of warpage here, but there's no damage to the inside or moisture ingress that I could see. Also scored this from my job. It's ended up being too expensive to repair this. It's got a VFD in it. Good brand. They make good dishwashers. There's a little bit of a water leak I've got to fix. It's been ongoing for a while, I think, from what I can gather. And there's a variable frequency drive in there which runs the motor, the main motor that runs the wash pump, just so I can save a bit of energy. And it's the line that's got a line filter that is bolted at the bottom of it. The line filter sits in the floor pan. Well, over time that line filter has got water in it, and this thing chips the RCD. So basically power comes in to the line filter, then it goes to the rest of the machine. But I've bypassed the line filter to test this, and it wasn't tripping and it all ran fine, except the wash pump, because the VFD needed that line filter connected to get its power. So I'm going to repair this. I've got some line filters in the shed I got from a job. I've got to throw them all in the bin. So it's just it's like a metal block, resin block. It's about that wide, about that long. It came with some VFDs I got from they were going to get thrown out. I kept them all. So that looks like what will fit in this one here. They're a 3-phase one, but I'm going to just utilise one part of it to neutral to replace the one that's in here, because a pump seal was a bit, from what I can get, has been seeping a little bit at the shaft seal. I've got to try and fix that. So the pump needs to be replaced. Ideally the manufacturer has a new pump. VFD, which comes with the line filter, all about $5 grand by the time I spend labour on it, and they're there. ended up being too much. It's a $6,000 machine, and yeah, $5 to fix it. It's only about 6 years old. But they're going to throw it out, so I said, I'll have this one. And I put a new one in, and yeah, I'm going to fix this one here up. It was working, well, did pass a test tag, but this was about a month ago. This thing started tripping the RCD. So I do make 3-phase versions of this, but this one in particular is only a single phase only model. But the sticker says otherwise. These are universal, pretty universal, these stickers on these machines. I am going to check though what the wiring harness inside this thing, because there might actually be provisions for 2 extra phases on this thing, because you've got the heating element. Okay, it connects to a contactor up here, which is a 3-phase boiler. When you're running it off single phase, you're only using one part of the element, or one section of it on single phase. There's an element inside there which runs off single phase. Bigger ones of these machines, the bigger ones, have the elements run off 2 phases. And that's so you can get the water heated up quicker. This would make a good domestic dishwasher. But I don't have granite bench tops, because the steam coming out of this thing would actually wreck your wooden bench tops. The new one's very quiet. This thing is supposed to shoot light out of here. And this thing lights up. And yeah, pretty cool. Lights on here up and everything. But the LED is buggered. But it's had a bit of a hard life, this one, but they've installed a couple of new ones of these. They're a pretty good machine overall. Very technical savvy machines. You're going to be pretty tech savvy to set these machines up and everything. Very high tech for a dishwasher. They even make big robotic ones. Unbelievable what they can do. Also got that one there from a friend, but that's going to be sold. That works fine. It's a Fisher & Paykel with the element down there. The element sits underneath there. This has a hot wash function, but the hoses are buggered. Works fine. It's not like a Miele where you can rebuild it, but that will sell a lot. It's a decent old one. New Zealand made. Nothing nice else, nothing else happening here. Bit of stuff here and there, been happening up in here and there, nothing much else. Nothing much else to vid about. Same old, same old. Same old, same old. That's what I was about to say. Also, I scored a Scratch Start plasma cutter. There are better torches or hand pieces available online. This is not going to last long. You got to look after this doesn't get broken. But I'm going to find a better torch for this online. Convert this into a pilot arc and buy a heap of those tips. Because a pilot arc would be very handy for when you're cutting anything that's not conductive, such as wood, plastic, you name it. Basically, that's what it is. A pilot arc allows you to cut something that's not conductive. Paint, rusty metal, cut with paint like that, or cut like that to start the cut. Because that's a Scratch Start. It's a cheap plasma cutter from out. You get a Scratch Start. There you have a limitation. But it does cut up to 12 mil thick actually. 12 mil thick steel plate it can cut up to. As you can see, it's quite skookum. Not bad for an entry level machine. That's about 3 mil thick there. Galvanised plate. I've picked up this wheelbarrow out from the side of the road, the hard rubbish, and I made a base for it, fixed it. Made it nice and strong, fixed the tyre up, fixed the plastic up. Wheelbarrows are very handy around here, especially with the firewood and kindling, carting, and even the fireplace. And things like this. Yeah, they're just too useful to throw away. Trolleys with wheelbarrows, too useful to throw away. But yeah, if you get a wheelbarrow where the base is weak, get yourself a nice big steel plate, reinforce it. It's one advantage of plastic though, it doesn't rust but it can break. If you chuck heavy things in there, it smashes the bottom out. So which is why I put I still reinforce the base with a steel plate. Indestructible now. It also adds rigidity to the whole structure. Also picked up some fridges from a garage, yard, farm clearance sale. This one works fine, but the thermostat does not turn off. There's no pressure inside the bellows and that. I'm going to replace that thermostat and this thing works absolutely fine. I cleaned it up. It's got an EMAR Westinghouse compressor from the mid to late 70s, early 80s. One of those heat sinked ones. That's been put in there from probably in the mid 80s, I would say. I reckon what originally happened to the original one, I don't know, they really stuffed up or what, but these compressors had a high attrition rate back in the day. They failed a lot, but that's what they had, and this one works quite well. They didn't connect the light, that's alright, I'll do that later. So definitely R12 in this thing. It was that long ago it was redone. The tray is good, but it's chipped on the corner unfortunately. The shelves are all there, but these ones. I'm going to chrome these up and paint those. But they were laying on their side in their drying fruit rack area, which would be converted into like a little junkyard. They've been sitting there that long. I made an offer and they were going to throw them on a scrap heap. I made them a good offer. Got it for a very good price too. About $30 for the two of these fridges, which I'm pretty happy. That Westinghouse. Fortunately, the compressor's seized. I don't really want to blow it up in 2 phases, but if it smokes inside there, I'm going to put crap through the system. And unfortunately, it's seized. It does work, but it's seized. Like electrically, this hums. Pours about 5.5 amps. Then the overload cuts out. I've tried heating this up with a blowtorch to try and free it, and no go. I looked at the starting device inside here. That looks functionally fine, not burnt or overloaded or anything like that. I think it's just because it's sat for so long. Bit of static friction, I'd say. Which I've never come across it before, static friction. It just doesn't want to turn. I'll try it over. I've probably got to... Haven't tried my 3-in-1 capacitor start device, the Supco device yet. But that's probably going to need a much bigger capacitor on it to kick this thing hard. Tried backing, I put a little bit of a dip there with the hammer. That's seized, unfortunately. So I don't really want to risk burning it out, but push comes to shove, it may end up happening. No shelves, this is how I found it. I put this was hanging and swinging, so I've got some stainless steel strapping, fix that. I only had enough for doing 2 bolts. But yeah. I do like to get these when I get them cheap. There's a couple of them on Facebook Marketplace at the moment, but they're a little bit expensive. They're getting hard to find, but the market for these old fridges is getting bloody, these are getting expensive now. So it's got pretty much, that's the only one that's got the feet. I can rebuild that foot, that's no worries. Shelves have been nice to find, but not for a cheap price. Yeah, the shelves are not cheap for these when you find them at the refrigeration, vintage fridge market. Well, this thing works very well with aftermarket compressor in it. Stainless steel evaporator. They were had bloody animal medications because they had cows back in the day. They had vaccines and stuff stored in them, and they were just sat in there for that long, and they were just expired. And there was all sorts of manky things in here, but they cleaned up alright. Something was corrosive too. It's oxidised that quite a lot, but good thing that's stainless steel. No harm done there. The seal is all intact, still rubbery. Anyway, that'll be enough for now. Thanks for watching.